Well, I'm very pleased to be here with Senator Mike Lee from Utah. And Senator, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's good to be with you.
First of all, I got to ask, how are you, I don't know if enjoying Washington is necessarily the right phrase, but how are you finding Washington?
Well, I'm enjoying it. I'm invigorated by a strong staff and new colleagues who share my commitment to constitutionally limited government.
First question, and I want to ask you some Second Amendment related questions, but obviously a lot of folks are concerned about the budget deficits, about the debts that we're seeing pile up. Can you talk to the American people about the challenges that we really face? I mean, we hear these, the cuts of $100 billion in a year in which our budget deficit is expected to be $1.5 trillion. $100 billion used to be a lot of money.
Yes, it did, and it still is. We're adding to this debt at a rate of $1.5 trillion a year, and we're talking about cutting it by an amount that some complain about being $100 billion, which is a lot of money, but it's a tiny fraction of what we're incurring every year. With our national debt approaching $15 trillion, that's put our debt to GDP ratio close to 100%. It's at that point that we start hemorrhaging jobs and hemorrhaging cash. But we can't live like this very long. And that's why we've got to put Congress in a straitjacket by passing a balanced budget amendment.
Can we deal with this without going after the structure of these entitlement programs like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security?
Well, look, everything has to be on the table. We do have to assure those who are currently retired or about to retire that they're not going to lose their Social Security benefits. With that caveat, I think everything else has to be on the table because you can't be that far in the hole and not make some painful adjustments. I agree with what the president said in his State of the Union speech when he said millions of Americans sacrifice much to live within their means, and they deserve a government that does the same. So far, I haven't seen him put those words into action, but we intend to do so.
Okay. Now, I know that Utah is a very Second Amendment-friendly state, great gun laws, and are you concerned at all about attempts to try to, put more gun control legislation on Utah residents through Congress? Representative Carolyn McCarthy has a gun control bill. Senator Frank Lautenberg's introduced a gun control bill. Are you concerned about those bills getting traction?
Well, I'll put it this way. I'll fight tooth and nail to prevent Congress from restricting the rights of Utahns or other Americans to lawfully own firearms.
Okay, and Utah is a state that has reciprocity with a lot of other states in terms of concealed carry. Yesterday here at CPAC, Wayne LaPierre called on Congress to pass a national right to carry reciprocity law. Would you be in favor of that?
I think it's not a bad idea. I've got to look at it carefully and make sure that it's crafted so that it's consistent with Congress's power under the full faith and credit clause. So long as it is, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Well, Senator, again, thank you very much for your time. It's a real pleasure getting a chance to meet you.
Thank you.